Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired cook from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video recipe. And in this one I'm going to try something a little bit different, as in this is the very first time I've attempted a new York cheesecake. I haven't done any practice runs, so what you're about to see is my very first try. I've found this recipe online and I'm following the recipe to the letter. That's weights, times and ingredients. So let's see how I get on. And if the opening shots are anything to go by, I think it turned out pretty well. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on the channel's website. I'll leave a link in the description under the video, or you can click on the eye icon top right of the screen to take you directly to the recipe page. I'd also like to thank my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thanks supporters for their very kind help in producing these tutorial videos. Your amazing financial support really helps with ever increasing equipment, ingredient and editing software costs. I'll be giving you all a name splash and shout out a little later in the video. Okay, let's get on with today's recipe. Right, I'll start the recipe by making the biscuit base for the cheesecake. First, place your butter in the microwave for a few seconds until it melts. Mine took about 30 seconds on full power. Meanwhile, break up your digestive biscuits into a bowl. Now, using something like a rolling pin, break the biscuits into small crumbs as shown. Now pour your melted butter onto the biscuit crumbs. Make sure you scrape it all out of the bowl. Not only because it keeps the recipe correct, it's just I hate unnecessary waste. Now, using your spatula, give that a good mix until all of the butter is incorporated into the crumbs. To bake the cheesecake in, you're going to need a cake tin that has a removable bottom. Something like these. A buckled cake tin like this one is ideal, but this is the one I'm going to use. You'll also need to line the sides and bottom of your tin with parchment or greaseproof paper. Leave about 25mm or 1 inch sticking up from the sides, and I suppose it's in case the cake rises over the top of the tin. I'm not really sure, but like I said, I'm going to follow the recipe to the letter. Okay, pour the biscuit mix into the tin and spread it out. Now gently compress it down. I found this potato masher is an ideal tool for this job. Once the base is done, it goes into the fridge for about 30 minutes or so. But as this cake is baked in a water bath, first I'm going to waterproof the base of the tin by wrapping the bottom half in a good quality baking foil. Right, now it's waterproofed, it can go into the fridge to help harden the butter. Okay, while the base is chilling out, I'll get started on the cheesecake mix. To a medium-sized bowl, add your cream cheese. And I'm using a good quality mascarpone for mine. Right, add your sugar and cream those two together using a spatula. Once you have a smooth mixture, add your sour cream. Now swap into a whisk, beat until smooth. And looking at the instructions for this recipe, that's how it works. You add each ingredient and whisk it in as you're going along. So I'm not going to be tempted to throw the lot in the bowl and whisk it all at once. Next to go in is the double cream. And once again, whisk for a few seconds until it's incorporated and smooth. Time to add your eggs, and you've guessed it, whisk those in too until smooth. Now for the one dry ingredient at this point, and it's the corn flour. You may know that as cornstarch. And whisk that in until it's incorporated into the mix. Time for the final two ingredients, and I'm going to chuck these in together. That's the lemon juice and the vanilla extract. My theory for the reason of adding and whisking the ingredients one at a time is if you were to add them all in one go, the mix could very easily split and turn grainy, especially with there being eggs and lemon juice in the ingredients. And once those are whisked in, you should have a beautiful silky smooth and glossy cheesecake batter. Before going any further, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 355 Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. Right, take your tin with the biscuit base out of the fridge and gently pour in this beautiful creamy cheesecake mix. Using your spatula, roughly even it out. Grab the tin with both hands and gently jiggle it in until it levels itself out, just like that. And this is the tin or bain-marie that I'll be using. And a top tip here, to prevent the build-up of lime sticking to the tin from the water, give the tin a thin coat of oil, especially if you're using an expensive non-stick tin like this one. Place the cheesecake in the bain-marie and get it onto the oven shelf. Now carefully pour in about an inch of boiling water. Make sure you don't go over the top of the foil, or your cheesecake will probably end up with soggy feet. Close the oven door and set your timer for the first 30 minutes at this temperature. Once that 30 minutes is up, reduce the temperature to 150 Celsius, that's 300 Fahrenheit or gas 2, and bake for a further 30 minutes at this reduced temperature. And before I go any further with this delicious cheesecake, I hope you don't mind if I give my 4 recipe books a very quick shout out. The books have lots of our favourite recipes from our work kitchens in them. And also, book 4 in this series is totally dedicated to bread recipes. And by popular demand, the skeleton style oven gloves are now available too. Just click on the eye icon top right of your screen and that'll take you to the website shop where all of these items are available now. Alright, once that baking time is up, don't open the oven door. Just turn off the heat and let it sit in the oven and set and slowly cool down for 1 hour. That's exactly what it says in the recipe, guys, and I'm still following it. Right, in the meantime, I'll show you how to make this amazing raspberry sauce, and this couldn't be easier. Start by adding your raspberries to a bowl. Now add the sugar and the water. Cover the bowl with cling film, and before you start shouting at me, I am using my biodegradable cling film. Poke a small hole in the middle to let the steam out and get it into the microwave on full power for about 2 to 3 minutes. And now you simply but carefully push the hot mixture through a fine sieve. If you want a more tart flavour to your raspberry sauce, don't add so much sugar. And that's it, a dead easy but delicious raspberry sauce. Okay, once the time's up, remove the cheesecake from the oven. Get it out of the tin and the foil and refrigerate until needed. Right, mine's been chilling for around 30 minutes, so I'll unbuckle the tin and remove the paper. And there you go, one new York cheesecake. It's not the prettiest cheesecake I've ever seen, but I bet it tastes amazing. Okay, using a sharp, thin-bladed knife, I'll cut a slice out. It certainly feels pretty firm, which I suppose is a good thing. The texture looks well on the inside, it looks very rich and creamy. And this is how I would serve this, with some fresh raspberries at the side and some of that beautiful raspberry sauce on top. The combination and the contrast in the colours looks really appetising. And you know the old saying, you always eat with your eyes first. Right, here I go for a taste. And that is really delicious. And yes, I know you can buy frozen cheesecakes in the supermarkets for a couple of quid, but believe me when I say this one is on an entirely different level, and the only way you'll appreciate it is to make one yourself. And for a first time, this turned out pretty special, and I will be making this one again. And a huge thumbs up for this one, guys. And as promised at the beginning of the video, here is the latest list of my Patreon, PayPal and Super Thank You button supporters. And they are Jim, Valerie Diehouse, Georgina McDowell, Brayton Thompson, Margaret Jackson, Chris Castle, Kathy Teschner, Lisa Smith, Maggie Grulke, Daniel Smith, Ashley Spirit, Dorothea Allen, Jenny Calhoun, Karen H, Mary Fannin, Maria Anderson, Abigail Pye, Kathy Haugen, Mike De Miranda, Matthew Moskowitz, and there's also two who wish to remain anonymous. Thanks very much, guys, I really do appreciate all that you do in supporting the channel. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.